You know what you have to do now.
The other 5 days.
Skylanders
The voice says. The voice says.
I say I'm not a Skylanders channel, but the parasites, they tell me, make another.
Look, I'm not a SkyTuber, but golly gee, if my hyperfixations don't suck up my entire life. If you haven't watched my other videos, that's okay. My feelings aren't hurt. I went on a little bit of a deep dive of the last game of the series, as well as some weird crossovers in those later games, but I didn't really grow up with those. I grew up playing Skylanders, Spyro's Adventure, and Swap Force, but that's not important right now. So I wanted to take a stroll down memory lane and replay one of my favorite games from my childhood.
And then the voices spoke to me. I know, dude. 100% the game.
Do it, you won't, no balls. So alright, that's what I'm doing. And here they all are. Just kidding, this time I'm playing on PC. Guys, look, I don't have that kind of money. When 100%ing Skylanders, there are 3 main goals. Goal 1, complete the story levels. Beat the game, simple as that. Goal 2 is a little bit more difficult. Each level has a 3-star ranking system that you achieve when doing things in the game, like collecting collectibles, not dying, and speedrunning. Getting 3 stars on each level means I've technically 100%ed the entire game. The only 100% criteria is getting 3 stars on each of these levels. But for this video, I've made a super secret third goal. A goal worthy of a third Skylanders video. I am going to play as each and every single Skylander in this game. Only then will I be confident to say that I have 100% of this game, and it makes for a better YouTube video. So like, with these 3 goals set, I can finally begin my run. This is Skylands. An ancient world of wonder and mystery. For many generations, I'm just quoting the opening dialogue, this world full of islands in the sky is being plagued by an evil darkness, narrated to me by this disembodied old man. Yikes, he's old. The game opens to a town in havoc. Houses are being destroyed and the people are trying to flee. It's up to me and my Skylanders to save them all. I forgot you can't jump in this game. Guys, I'm so serious when I say I have not played this game since I was 12 years old. I'm experiencing so much nostalgia. It's actually overwhelming. I might have to take a break. Okay, I'm fine. I find my way through the town saving NPCs like Blobbert, Snuckles, Nort, and others. This starts the game loop. Each level explores a new area of Skylands. To 100% each level, I find every hidden area and collectible, sometimes locked behind elemental gates, and some just hidden. Like, I thought I knew level 1 inside and out, but at the end of it, I realized I didn't even find all areas, or the collectibles. I've got to up my game. Collectibles in this game include soul gems, which unlock upgrades specific to each character, legendary scrolls that lore dump, treasure chests filled with money, and hats that give upgrades to the characters when they equip it. These hats are usually ugly and big, and I don't have them on very many characters, except the ones that I think it's funny on. We discover that it's a tornado ripping apart this town, just another tragic event that's been happening all over Skylands. We free the last of the citizens, and then book it before the tornado rips apart every building left standing. On the way home, Hugo, our resident researcher in the bunch, explains why these events are happening. Eon, that disembodied head from earlier, once guarded the core of light that kept the darkness at bay, but he grew old, and an evil enemy named Chaos seized his opportunity to attack. Fear it! Fear his giant floating head. Once banished to the Outlands, Chaos has returned to destroy the core of light and fill the world in his darkness. Eon's Skylanders battled Chaos's army, but they were no match for his evil Plan C! In one fell swoop, Chaos destroyed the core of light. The explosion blasted the Skylanders to Earth, and Eon was reduced to his floating head. With the core of light destroyed, the darkness is spreading, and Skylanders are reduced to toys. Oh yeah, there's lore to why the Toys to Life gimmicks exist. It's not pointless. It's written into the story. If you don't buy them, then they're just gonna be trapped as figures forever. Now shut up and give me your money. Our next location is Perilous Pastures, where we're looking to meet up with Callie, an NPC looking to join the fight against Chaos. And for some reason, the shaders in this level had a zebra filter on, so I'm going to try to get through this section with showing as little footage from the level as possible. The first run of this level went well. I got every achievement except speedrun and one collectible, but it was behind this gate, and I didn't know how to open it, so I gave up and went back for it later. With more NPCs added to our team, Hugo shares his plans to save Skylands. We rebuild the core of light. The ancients built the core, and with it destroyed, we have to gather the pieces far from the corners of the sky. It's a difficult plan, but it's not impossible. To rebuild the core of light, we have to collect the different elements of Skylands: air, water, earth, life, death, fire, and magic. Water, earth, life, death, fire, magic. Wait, I'm missing one. Tech. Air, water, earth, life, tech, death, fire, and magic. The first element is the eternal air source, but in order to get it, we gotta find an upgrade for Flynn's hot air balloon. This is a gameplay loop, as you'll see. We gotta collect each element one by one, but usually there's a level of prep beforehand, and then a level where you go to collect the element. For the case of this video, I'm just going to lump them all into one. Each element has a different level and different theme to them. For air missions, we're fighting blimps. Here we meet another important NPC. This is Persephone. She's a fairy, and fairies dance with Skylanders. Psst, this means we can upgrade our characters now. It's actually pretty crazy that we go an entire 3 levels without being able to upgrade our characters. But at the end of it, we got the resources we need and get our first— oh, come on! I thought for sure I'd get a 2-star level. How did I find every area but not every collectible? You've gotta be kidding me. So I replayed my footage and realized the collectible I missed was right there. Yep, right in plain sight. And very easy to get to. Not hidden whatsoever. Anyways, here's 3 stars as proof that I went back for it. I'll go more in depth with all the characters in the later section of the video, but for right now, I'll just say that I'm playing as characters one at a time, starting with upgrading and playing as the starters, and then working my way through the roster. With my Skylanders and our hot air balloon upgraded, it's time to get to the first element of the core of light. The air source has manifested into another tornado, ripping apart pieces of a castle and trapping them within its vortex. I go around the castle one by one, lowering the parts. After fighting my way up, I get my hands on the first elemental source. The core begins to form itself. Piece by piece, it'll put itself together. After the core is situated with air, a new area of the hub world gets unlocked. The docks. There I find Gurglefish the Gilman. After freeing him from captivity, he asks for my help. Trolls have taken over the Gilman territory and are polluting their water with oil. I take my time busting fish out of their cages and destroying the Trolls' oil factory, and oh, come on! I thought I had this one. I will 2-star level on the first try, mark my words. I can't 3-star on the first try because 3-star means I have to speedrun it, so The next element we're after is water, but to do that, we gotta steal a machine part from some pirates. We break in, rob pirates of their treasure, steal one of the ships, and still only get 1 star! Another piece gets added to the core of light, and it's time for us to collect the eternal water source. But there's one problem. It's guarded by the Leviathan. Before I began the next level, I wanted to try something new. This is Zap. Zap is unique in this run, because this is the first character that I have never played before. All the other characters I've played up until now I had as a kid, and Zap was one that I've always wanted but never got. So for the eternal water source, it's me and Zap against the Leviathan. To find the water element, I run around the island fighting pirates and finding the 4 statues used to summon it, and oh wait, did it just eat me? Oh, what do? Oh. After finding the MacGuffins, the eternal water source appears, and then I'm eaten by the giant fish again. In the belly of the beast, I'm confronted by Chaos and his giant floating head. He's gotten to the eternal water source first, and sends his army of darkness to chase us off. And his army are Skylanders. He has his own dark Skylanders. No! Zap, what did he do to you? Oh, wait, this is unfair. His Zap does double the damage of my Zap. I'm sorry, little guy. You just weren't meant for this world. Chaos summons a water spell. It doesn't do much. And then he throws Gil Grunt at me. Oh, this is just cruel. Okay, hold on. His Gil Grunt has more upgrades than my Gil Grunt. Die, you fake fish. His next Skylander was one I hadn't played as yet, so I feel no remorse for this one. Boom! Oh wait, he sends them all out at once now. Ooh, I forgot about this. Leave me alone. Die! Bam. And with that, we get the water element. But more than that, we got our first 2-star on the level! Let's go! Oh, this is an accomplishment. Oh, thank you. I'd like to thank you. I'd like to thank my manager. I'd like to thank my parents. Now that we've finished all the water levels, the beach opens up, and instead of fish and pirates, we got moles and cyclopses. Yeah, no, there are no thoughts in Zap's head right now. The next element we need for the core of light is the eternal earth source, and the Cyclopes have the crystal eye we need to make it function. Tower after tower, eye after eye, I fight my way through hordes of Cyclopses and 2-star this level. Let's go. 2 in a row. After the Cyclopes, I head over to the eternal earth source, only to discover that it has taken on a physical form and is attacking the citizens of Stone Town. Well, guess this is my job or whatever. With the first 3 elements added to the core of light, we have light. It's not done yet, but the darkness is slowing and being banished away. Now, on to the next. Oh my god, what is that? This is not the club. Put your tongue back in your mouth. This plant ground humanoid hybrid looking thing is going to show us the way to our next element. The eternal life source is hidden inside of a giant acorn. We rush to the treetops only to find trolls. Chaos has discovered the eternal life source too, and has had his trolls construct giant chainsaws to find the life element. The race is on. Talk more about the characters later, but I take this time to start playing as all of the life Skylanders. It just makes sense. Also, I'm serious when I say for this level, I was about to finish it, and then I realized I was missing a collectible. So I went on YouTube and I found a 19-second tutorial of some 10-year-old recording his TV screen, showing me where to find it, and I had to backtrack the entire way to the start of the level. Thank you, Boybricks TV. This 2-star Falling Forest is dedicated to you. I made it to the living acorn, but it's too late. Chaos beat me to it. He says I'm doomed. Once again, Chaos's Dark Skylanders are stronger than mine. Oh, ow, ow. Boom! Didn't see me there, did you? With Chaos's Dark Skylanders defeated, we added the eternal life source to the core of light. 4 elements down, 4 to go. Our adventure is halfway over. After the plants get added to the core, we're greeted by Shadow World Robot. Hey, I need to shoot you out of this cannon. What? No time to explain, just go. So I get blasted to an active war zone where trolls are guarding the materials needed for our next element, tech. And the soldiers that greet me are the same guys I saved in level 1. Snuckles, Rizzo, Nort. I saved all of them from the tornado at the start of the game, and now they've joined the fight to save Skylands. They grow up so fast. With the help of the civilian militia, we stow gears, goo, and fight in the trenches. I'm not even joking. The final boss for the Eternal Tech Source is a giant tank. To 2 stars this battlefield level, I had to collect items hidden behind these explodable walls, but in order to do that, I had to roll these giant balls up hills, and it was so frustrating. And I had to do this not once, but twice. So here it is. I was gonna cut this out, but no, I'm gonna let you watch it in its entirety purely out of spite, because if I had to suffer for the content, so do you. This is a 5x speed. 2 stars, baby. Tech, the embodiment of all science and reason. I am once again plagiarizing the in-game dialogue. The core of light now has 5 elements, but the darkness has spread and engulfed the hub world into eternal night. Darkness comes, and the dead breathe. Me and my stupid face are sent to investigate. On the beach, I meet T-Bone. Oh, I've missed you, buddy. Oh, you were always my favorite. I love ya, you little skeleton, you. T-Bone starts off as a head until I go around gathering his parts. Look at him, he's so silly. Once we put T-Bone back together, he agrees to be our guide through the underworld. See that mask on the door? We need that mask to house the undead element on the core of light. We steal the mask of an undead king. No, I'm sure the dead don't need an important piece of their culture. No, it's fine. I'll just take it now. We storm the undead citadel only to find chaos again. Hey man, I almost forgot about you. This is when I realized, wait, Chaos's Skylanders aren't just stronger than mine, they're bigger than mine too. This is rigged. I can't believe this. I won't lie, this fight was kind of hard. And, I'm recording this after I already 100% of the game. Having to speedrun was so hard because I only had 9 minutes to do this. And oh my god. I kid you not, it took me an hour. I didn't even end up recording it because I was so frustrated, I walked away from the laptop. It was so bad. Me and this level, we have beef. We have so much beef. But anyways, here's the 3 stars proving that I did end up doing it. Chaos is fended off once again, and the eternal undead source is added to the core of light. With only 2 more elements to go, the last area of the hub world opens up and reveals a train? And our mole man from earlier. The next source, fire, is being held underground, and this train is the only way to get there. But there's been an accident. There's been a cave-in. We need to save them. I dig through the mines, save moles, and push a minecart to freedom. Due to our work in the mines, we opened up the entrance to the eternal fire source. But Chaos isn't happy about it. He started to get a little worried about our quick progress, and he orders Glumshanks, his right-hand goblin, to sabotage our tracks and keep them from getting our hands on the element. After repairing the train tracks, we head deeper to the volcano and face off against Chaos once again. How many times do I have to teach you this lesson, old man? Luckily, this is the last time I'll have to wrestle an element away from Chaos's minions. With the eternal fire source added, all we need is magic. But unfortunately, magic is the hardest element to find, and with no leads, we're kind of out of...
Hey, you know that weird ancient statue out in the water that we've all been wondering about? Yeah, well, it's moving.
It's what? What statue? Answer me. Hey, how long have you been there? Ooh, that made it worse. I don't like you. Why is your character icon nightmare fueled? This thing says that he and his kind woke up from a 10,000 year slumber and tells me to cross the chain of time. Well, with a name like that, how could I refuse? Across the chain of time dwells the ancient machines built by the Archeans, fueled by the eternal source of magic, asleep for 10,000 years until, after untold ages of darkness, light. Something tells me about waking up armored mechs is going to backfire on me.
Long ago, the evil Archean sorcerer kings...
The Archeans are evil? I just woke up machines built by an evil king. Why would I do that? Oh, it's over for y'all. I stole your mech, it's mine. Take this. And that. I love how they just jump up whenever you blast them. Like, he's just waiting for me to pound him. It's like Rock'em Sock'em. Guys, this is exciting. It's my first YouTube boxing match. Boosh, yidoo, whabam. Yeah, stay down. After piloting the evil mech, I turned the power onto the vault holding the eternal magic source. Finally, after all of that work, the last element is mine. The magic of Skylands is added to the machine, and the core of light is complete. Chaos and his darkness are banished to the Outlands, but our job is not done yet. Chaos retreated, but like we've seen before, he keeps coming back. We need to end things once and for all before he gets the chance to destroy the core of light again. I engage in an assault on his home base. It's time to take the fight to Chaos's lair.
I sure wish we could go with the Skylander. Then we could all take down Chaos together.
I agree, Callie, but I think this is something our hero must do alone.
Okay, I don't gotta. Come with me, dog. I could use the backup. Chaos's Lair is easily the best level in the whole game, and stands in my mind as one of the best final levels in any video game. The environment design is so unique and different from any other level in the game. It's full of spikes, scales, rocks, eyes, and overall a great way to build tension by adding creepiness to the set design. A lot of the enemies you fought come back, even the ones you hadn't seen for a while. There's also some really fun gameplay mechanics throughout the level that keep it unique. Like right here, after the game makes you fight some enemies, there's two little alcoves, one with healing items and one with money. You choose one, and the other items are locked, as if the villain is teasing you with a choice. You could only have one, but not the other. On top of that, there's these little arms littered throughout the level. At first, you think they're just part of the decor, but nope. Anytime you pass them, they strike at you. They blend in so well that at first you won't realize that they're there, but afterwards you gotta stay on your toes and stay out of their attack zone. And this other section where it looks like two dead ends with no escape, but once you reach the very end of the road, the platform moves and takes you to where you can find the key to progress. None of these mechanics are seen anywhere else in the game, and it's such a genius way to make the gameplay fresh, especially when you're on the last level where the gameplay and puzzles might feel a little bit stale. I've played two other Skylanders besides this one, and none of them have ever been able to top the height of this final level. Anytime I think of this game, I think of this level. It's just that good. With all of that being said, it's time to put an end to my arch nemesis. With the dawn of a battle, this game pulls out yet another trick that was hidden up its sleeve. The castle that we've been seeing in cutscenes this whole game flips upside down to reveal a battle arena on the underside. Chaos hasn't been letting me infiltrate his castle. He's been orchestrating my doom, and now I'm here playing the pawn on his literal chessboard. Chaos sits on his throne, letting his dark Skylanders do his bidding once again, but I'm stronger now. Old bosses that used to give me grief are now taken out in just a few hits, but Chaos has one last piece to put on his board. The thing that destroyed the core of light. The Hydra. One head for each element I wrestled out of Chaos's grasp. All those spells he used against me in those battles weren't his spells. They were the Hydra's. He used the elements of Skylands to destroy the thing, keeping it safe. And if I don't win this fight, he'll do it again. This is what I mean when I say this level is peak. I fight Chaos, his dark Skylanders, and his Hydra, sending wave after wave of spell after spell of enemy after enemy, all of which are reoccurring from previous sections of the game. This is how you do a final level. This is how you hype up the big bad of the game. I beat him, and after his defeat, we hold him captive in an energy shield. But we've got something special in mind for him. Blasting him to the cosmos, banishing him to the same fate he gave the Skylanders. And with that, the story for Skylanders Spyro's Adventure is over. 100% of the game after this was pretty easy. Pretty much just replaying every level at least once, getting all the collectibles I forgot, and of course, speedrunning each level to 3-star them. This was tedious. It sucked, but here it is, 100% completion. But those were just the levels, and I know what you came here for. I promised something. I promised to play as every Skylander in this game. And I did. And I've got something to say about each of them. If I badmouth your fave, I'm not apologizing. For this list, I'm just gonna go element by element, no real particular order. Bash is a heavy hitter. Even at level 1, he was super fun to play as. Before any upgrades, he does 40 attack damage. Compare that to Skylanders like Zap, who does 8. I really enjoyed playing as him. Prism Break kind of sucks. And you know what? I wrote this. He was one of the first characters I reviewed, and then I kept dunking on him. And then throughout the script, I just kept bringing him up. So I'm being so serious when I say my perspective of Prism Break got worse as time went on. But this is how I felt at the beginning. I wasn't really excited about his laser. I saw his design and assumed he'd be a brawler. And his default abilities are super slow. And the Prism laser is hard to aim, especially when you're trying to attack enemies right in front of you. Look at me struggle. This is embarrassing. Dino Rang is ugly, man. I don't know how I could compliment it. 2 stars. I'm not starring any of them, but I made one up just for Dino Rang, 2 stars. Okay, so I wrote that as my first impression of him, but he warmed up to me after a little while. He's just a silly little stupid looking dino. And as a dino guy myself, I gotta be a little biased. Once I started playing as him some more and I got the hang of his movesets, I enjoyed playing as him. What I wasn't prepared for with some of the characters is that there's a learning curve to some of them. When to use your basic attack, when your circular attack is gonna be useless, and once you see those patterns and learn how this character works, it's a lot of fun. He's a little ugly, don't get me wrong, but he's a fun dino to play as. 4 stars. Terrafin. As a design, as a concept, perfection. A land shark as an earth elemental that swims in dirt and bare knuckle brawls all of your enemies. Peak. What else could it be? He's strong, he's quick, he looks awesome. He's also the only shark character in the game, which is crazy. They chose to make a shark as an earth character instead of a water character. That's how you knew that they cooked. Cooked, ate, devoured, licked everything off that plate. God bless the Terrafin devs. Zap quickly became one of my favorites. At first I used his dash as a quick little run ability since it doesn't do any damage, but then I discovered this. His abilities are awesome. Slam Bam has a surfboard. Nuff said. Slam Bam's the only character with 4 arms, and that's kinda cool. Honestly, Slam Bam doesn't offer anything besides being a semi-heavy hitter and a cool design. Whether you use him is up to personal preference and how much you like his character design. If I want Skylander that punches, I can just use Terrafin or Stump Smash. Both of those have interesting special abilities, while Slam Bam has just Ice Wall. Whamshell is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. Oh my god, why does his mouth recoil like that? I don't think this is a Dino Wang situation. I don't think I could ever love this face. Look at him. He's just bobbing there. Menacingly. I just wasn't impressed with Whamshell. He was one of the last Skylanders I played as after going through so many really cool characters, and as a semi-mediocre one, is just, it's a Whamshell. Gil Grunt is the first starter on this list, and unfortunately, he's the weakest. As a kid, he was my least favorite too. Not saying he's bad, at least it's more interesting than Whamshell, but compared to other starters, he's just not as fun to play as. The water gauge gets a little annoying at times, but it's not too much of a problem. The concept design is awesome though. A fish fighting with fish hooks and a jetpack? Insane. I love when Skylanders has playable characters in the same race as the NPCs. They do this with Gilman, Trolls, Archeans, and it's always a delight to see it. Stump Smash is kind of scary to look at in-game. Look at him. He looks so silly and cute and friendly in the trailers and in the figure, but when I play as him, I see him in my nightmares. All that being said, oh my gosh, playing as him fills me with so much joy. And I mean like pure joy. Running down the stairs Christmas Day kind of joy. I've always loved Stump Smash's design, and finally getting to play as him after 10 years? Oh man, I kind of love him. Ugly face card and all. He's my silly little guy. Look at him. Oh, he's so cute. More than that, he's me. He's literally me. I'm him and it's me. I will say though, and this is a problem with a lot of Skylanders, that when you upgrade the character, their weapons change and almost always clashes with their designs. Stump Smash's spikes just don't mesh well. The Stealth Elf's bone daggers went just too hard to be replaced. I love the colors on Camo. I think his design is just a little bit too busy. His leaf tail looks amazing, especially when animated, but his head just doesn't match his tail and shoulders. I think my biggest gripe with Camo is that there's so many dragon characters on this roster, and Camo doesn't do that much to stand out. But the more I played as him, the more I fell in love with his silly design. The primary colors are hard to pull off in one design, but Camo does it wonderfully by adding it with the green. Camo was the only character I felt encouraged to use their second attack. Every character has a base attack, a special attack, and a third attack you get after you upgrade. Usually I don't tend to use the special attacks too often, but I found that with Camo I loved sending out firecracker vines and doubling down with my basic. When I started doing that, the character became a lot more fun to play as. Oh wow, you played the character the way it was intended and then you have a lot of fun. Who would have thunk? Zook is just a little bit boring as a playable character. I like the creativity in his plant barrier. I think it's a really awesome idea, but I felt like it slowed down the pacing of the action. And because there's no aiming in this game, if I grew my barrier out and I'm not facing the right way, I can't hit anything. And because there's no aiming in the game, I can't move an inch or the barrier no longer covers me and it's rendered useless. He had potential. His design is cool enough, but he just doesn't live up to it. Stealth Elf has always been one of my favorites. Her design, cinema. Her disappearing and duplicate mechanic, cinema. The fact that she gets upgrades to jump and auto heal, cooked, they cooked. What else can I say? Drobot's design just, chef's kiss, just perfection. He's a really fun character to play as. Man, I really didn't write much for Drobot, but he became one of my favorites. He's not super unique in his gameplay, but his design really sets him above the rest. Drill Sergeant is fun. I really thought he'd be slow or hard to aim, but his attacks are more powerful and I enjoyed playing as him. I will say that it does get a little bit annoying because you have to wait for him to reload, and this is me chasing one enemy because my attacks weren't fast enough and then I changed to Cinder and killed it immediately. With upgrades, the drills reload a little bit faster and your third attack upgrade prevents you from being unarmed, so that's nice, but he really wouldn't be my go-to in any scenario, honestly. Boomer is an interesting character lore-wise, and that's why I was interested in him as a kid. Boomer is a troll, and as we know, trolls are the servant of chaos. So having a playable troll character is kind of cool, if only his moveset was good. It's not bad, and I'll mention it again, but I'm not a fan of the characters with the lob attack. Boomer's alright in this regard, but having his basic attack being throw this thing far is just not my favorite. He's not a bad character to play as, but not too special when compared to other characters with similar movesets. Trigger Happy is crazy. You need to clear a room? Put him in as Bam X. It's actually insane how quick Trigger Happy is and how powerful he can be just taking out enemies without any complications. He's got those enemies running. He's on lock. You better believe that guy stays strapped. Having him as a starter is crazy. Max upgrade Trigger Happy and that's all you need. Lightning Rod is hilarious because he's just some guy. He's the only realistic looking humanoid Skylander on this list and I don't like it. Look at him. That's a grown man with a mortgage and 5 young'uns back home. He's plotting and scheming and I don't like it. Whirlwind was fun. I got really attached to her rainbow aesthetic. She was surprisingly awesome at clearing an entire room of enemies fairly easily. I didn't have a single problem playing as her. She's another dragon, and at a certain point they get monotonous, but her rainbow gimmick helps her stand out. Her attacks aren't anything to write home about. It's the standard long distance lob attack that I mentioned earlier, but pairing it with the whirlwind attacks keeps me from feeling exposed in a fight. Overall, she's a really fun character. Warnado is a hard character to master. His main attack is his spin move, so you can't attack without dashing around the screen. It's difficult to control and hard to get used to, but once you do, he's a lot of fun. And I'm not even gonna lie, him sending up huge enemies in tornadoes is hilarious. I love it. It brings a smile to my face and makes me rank him higher a little bit more than he should be. I love this silly little guy. He's arguably a really bad playable character, but even better, he's a comic relief. Sonic Boom follows the Skylanders trend of send your children into battle. And you know what? A+ parenting, I approve. Sonic Boom is fun to play as for a little while. Soon enough you realize that this character's concept is built off of attacking with their screams, and well... Design is really cool though. Flameslinger is so validating because I'm having so much fun and it confirms, yes, I would have liked owning him as a child. Mom, Flameslinger is fun, especially compared to other Skylanders whose function as both close and range combat, but Flameslinger, being an archer, is made only for long range, as his moveset supports this, with his special allowing him to make a quick escape or move to a different vantage point in combat. Unlike some other characters that I know, Prison Break. Really, when you think about it, his base moveset is similar to Zap, long range basic with an elemental dash, and I loved Zap, and I loved Flameslinger. Sunburn is another dragon character. Playing a Sunburn is kind of what made me realize, oh wait, this was a Spyro the Dragon reboot. No wonder each element has its own dragon. That was the point. Sunburn himself isn't really fun to play as. He's got a beam like Prison Break, which if you remember is why that combat was annoying. Sunburn doesn't improve it. Side by side, I choose Sunburn over Prison Break, but putting Sunburn next to the rest of the dragons, I'd choose literally any of them over Sunburn. Eruptor's design is fun. I really like the concept of him being a walking magma rock, but I just can't say he's fun to play as. I had him as a kid and genuinely don't remember liking him at all. I think my brother mainly used him if I'm being honest. I don't like Skylanders whose main attack are lob throws. Characters like Eruptor, Whirlwind, and Boomer who just throw things without being able to aim or control how far you throw. His secondary attack is slow to use. You can upgrade it to be faster, but it doesn't really solve the issue. He's cool. I love him as a son, but I can't get behind him. Sorry, Eruptor, you are not the father. Igniter, on the other hand, take my babies. No, I mean, I'm kidding. Flaming sword and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Igniter is so metal. Maybe it's design or how good he feels swinging around his flaming sword, but I love him. Ghost Roaster is creepy. It's freaky. Why do you look like that? Why are you bald? But you know, I'm kinda into it. Attacking with your tail is such a crazy and genius design mechanic, and it's so cool. Her Ghost Dash also is just insane. Ghost Roaster is so unique, and they really went all out with the undead horror theme, and it's just perfect. Hex is just boring. I mean, don't get me wrong, her design? Smash. But besides that, there's not too much to make her stand out. Her attacks are slow, she's weak, and there's just so many other good, unique undead characters, she just doesn't do much to stand out. Cinder, on the other hand, is amazing. Different shades of purple with gray spikes. Match that with her crazy lightning zap and her ghost dash, that's just crazy. Easily one of the most satisfying characters to play as. She's the only character other than Spyro to be brought into this game at the time, and you can tell the devs put in a lot of care and effort into her. She's just a delight to play as. Chop Chop takes the spot as my favorite undead Skylander. First, just the design. A skeleton wearing a lore-accurate Archean armor, and so unique being the one Skylander with a shield. As an undead Skylander, the devs took full advantage of his aesthetic and abilities, and he's just perfect to play as. He fits in so well as a humanoid Skylander, unlike someone. And overall, just fun. 10 out of 10. I have no other notes. Voodoo is one of, if not the best Skylander in this game. Yeah, his design is, ugh, what are you? But that staff design? Detaching it and using it as a grappling hook? He's quick, he's strong, and his name is an amazing pun? Genuinely, I went in expecting to hate playing as this character. He was always the other Magic Skylander to fill out the roster, but I was kind of sleeping on him. He's my favorite Magic character by far. If he had a more appealing design, I genuinely think he could have sold more and become a popular Skylander. Double Trouble is a fun character. His whole gimmick, again, is send your child into battle. But this time, with an exploding duplicate. And you know what? At least it's not as bad. His main attack is another beam, but what makes him different over Prison Break and Sunburn is that his beam auto-aims. No matter where you're facing, Double Trouble is going to lock onto your closest enemy even if you're moving. And that's so helpful and really cool. It forces you to go into danger and get close to the enemy you're trying to target. The beam isn't super powerful of an attack on its own. It leaves you defenseless, but once you get an upgrade to send in more powerful shockwave from above, combat becomes a lot more fun. He's such a cool character. Design too. The Tiki Head Smurf really does things for me, I guess. I would argue that Wrecking Ball is the only weak character on the Magic roster. He's still leagues above other Skylanders once you upgrade him, but out of the box, he's slow, he's weak, and uncontrollable. Like I said, after his upgrades, he's easy to control, super satisfying to play as, but it takes a while to get him there. I'd still play as him over Prism Break any day. And finally, the one that started them all, Spyro. Now, I've never played a Spyro game, so unfortunately I can't compare him in Skylanders to other titles, but I will say that he's a fun character. His moveset is simple, but he doesn't really need to be a complex fighter. You could tell that Spyro is a framework for all the other dragon characters in this game, and for what it is, it's pretty well executed. His design isn't the best of the dragons, for that I'd have to give it to Cinder and Drobot, but it's a good design. Again, I have no frame of reference for the Spyro design and what it should be, but in a vacuum, Spyro's design is pretty cool. So that is my 100% playthrough of Skylanders Spyro's Adventure, along with my thoughts on each and every Skylander. Not everything in the game has been in this video. Thankfully, the 100% requirement is just on the main story levels, but there's purchasable bonus levels and heroic challenges. But for the purpose of this video, this is where I call it quits. If you'd like to see more, or maybe have me play more of the Skylanders games, let me know. My community on YouTube is growing, and I like to hear back from everyone. I might put a pause on Skylanders videos for just a little bit. I want to branch out and see what other videos I can pull out of my noggin. But I am starting to stream here on YouTube, where Skylanders gameplay will be regularly mixed in with other subscriber requests. Consider joining my community. It's starting to be a really fun place, and I hope to see you all around soon. This is Dido Dude. Thank you for watching, and never buy Prism Break in your life. For the love of God, burn him.